I wanted new sunglasses, and I was shopping online, and I found these. They were like, I don't know, 20 or 30 bucks on Amazon, and I just think they're awesome. They're rose gold, and I love rose gold, and I figure the world looks better through rose-colored glasses, right? So, I want to talk to you guys today. You notice I'm not on my treadmill, I'm out. The girls are with Grandma, and I'm hoping that it's not too windy to be out here today. Doesn't seem like it. It's pretty still, but you never know. Alright, so I entitled this, If You Build It, They Won't Come. And it's kind of an Iowa thing, because if you are familiar with the movie The Field of Dreams, it's a great movie about this guy in Iowa who had a farm, and for some reason I think his family maybe didn't want to be there. Thank you. So the movie's about this guy in Iowa, and he has this like dream or premonition or something that if he builds it, and it is a baseball field in the middle of a cornfield, then they will come, and they being like, I don't know, he ends up solving some big problem with some ghosts, and it's kind of a corny movie. Anyway, and I have to, Kevin Costner movie. I'm sorry, I have to like really focus on it's hard to see your comments with these glasses on. And I bet everyone that I'm walking by thinks I'm playing Pokemon Go. No, I'm not playing Pokemon Go. I am doing a Facebook Live video. It's totally different. Gosh. Anyway, so but the whole the movie, in the movie Field of Dreams, and that movie set still exists in Iowa. It's about it's probably about an hour away from me. I've actually only been there once, and I've been there twice. I went there with my sisters, and I went there with my husband, and you can go, and the whole set is still there. There's an actual cornfield and an actual baseball field and an actual cornfield. I'm checking the weeds. In Iowa, there's a overgrowth of this wild parsnip that will burn your skin, but check out how pretty our ditches are. Aren't they pretty? I should pick flowers on the way back, but you got to be careful. This wild parsnip will legitimately kill you. Yeah, you probably can. That reflection is great. So you can go to this movie set, and it inspires people to dream big and to go after their dreams. And in relating to direct sales, I think there is this when you first sign up, there's this rush of energy and excitement and vision, and you know what I'm talking about. You guys probably all had it. You think, okay, I'm going to sign up for this, and I'm going to tell everybody about it, and I'm going to do this type of event, and I'm going to do that type of deal, and people are just going to hear it, and they're going to get it, and it's going to be awesome, and I can't wait. And so you go do those things, and it doesn't happen. And while you're doing those things, you are watching other people in your company seemingly do the same things, and it's happening for them. Oh, I won't get hit by a car. I'm far from the road, see? I'm actually pretty far from the road. I'm probably 6-7 feet from the road. And we're in the country in Iowa. If they hit me, they would take me to the hospital, but they probably won't hit me. They're nice around here. So, okay. You see all these people, and they're doing the things that you swear you're doing, and it's successful for them, and you're bombing, right? You're like, what the hell? I did it too. I had the dream, and I built it, and I, planned my events, and I did my things, and people didn't come, and people didn't sign up, and nobody listened to me. You guys follow me? Oh, it's telling me my connection's weak, so if I buzz out, I'm sorry. It usually does pretty good on this path, so it can be very, very, very frustrating. And here is what I think the message that I want you to understand, and what I've been learning, and what I've been teaching other people. And I've been watching some of my direct seller friends do this, and it's making me absolutely crazy. So the problem is, okay, there has to be duplication, right? Let me kind of walk you through my thought process. There has to be duplication. So you have to be able to duplicate your efforts in order to be successful, because you have to help other people be successful as well in order for you to continue to grow, right? So you think duplication equals copy and paste, right? Like, I do this, and then I'm successful, and then you do this, and you're successful, and we all build together, right? Okay, but I don't think that's what duplication is in direct sales. And what I see a lot of direct sellers doing is literally copy and paste everything from posts to videos to ideas, events, whatever it is. They're literally copying, duplicating the process that somebody else did before them. And what happens is it becomes, when you do that, it becomes noise. So I'm seeing on social media, for example, direct sellers in every field, the exact same post comes up from 20 different sellers in one organization. The exact same post talking about, I'm going onto the not so busy road. I can't tell you why it's so busy out here today. It's usually not. You should buy headgear, hold your camera in front of you, and still be able to see. I see where I'm going just fine. I'm okay. So you copy, you paste. I see them copying and pasting these posts, and they even go so much into saying how successful they are. But that's not true. If you're copying and pasting somebody else's post, your success isn't the same as theirs. So I think we have to look at duplication as, how do we not duplicate ourselves so we're not building the exact same organization that our upline built, and we're not encouraging our downline to build the exact same organization that we built. Instead, I think that we need to be duplicatable in that we give people the permission to be honest and authentic and all of that stuff, and to find out what works for you. Because let me tell you, you cannot look at what other people are doing and copy and paste and expect it to come off authentically you. You can't build the same house and say, I'm so proud of this house that I built. Isn't it amazing and unique and special and mine? You can't do that when your neighbor's house looks the exact same, Your clientele knows you, and you need to be yourself and not copy paste. I completely agree. So here's the other part of the equation. And I said this in my post a second ago. Nobody is going to build your business for you, and nobody's going to work your business for you. There is a gross misconception in direct sales, and I was actually told this by a very big direct selling leader when I first got started. She was not working with Limelight, but she was helping me. I wanted help recruiting, and so she was helping me come up with messages for recruiting and helping me answer questions to potential recruits. And the thing that I was very turned off by was, she said, people are going to ask you if it's hard. and you're going to tell them, no, it's not hard. And I was like, but it's hard. It's real hard. What do you mean it's not hard? And she was like, it's only hard if they want to make it hard. And I'm like, well, if you want the dream, if you want to be successful, if you want to be the control your own schedule and stay home with your kids and, you know, go on trips and vacations and all that, you want that dream, it's going to be hard. And she was like, yeah, but only if they want that. Well, why wouldn't I tell them it's going to be hard? And basically, she was telling me that if I told people it was hard, they wouldn't sign up and want to do it. And I found that to be some pretty damn terrible advice. Because, you know what? If you do want the dream, direct sales is no different than any other kind of business. It's no different than any other kind of brick and mortar or entrepreneurial thing. The difference is your startup costs are a fraction of the cost. You know, my husband and I were talking last night about, hey, and Jetty, we were talking about the fact that he's got his own business. He didn't start his business, his parents did, and he's taking over. So he didn't have the initial startup costs, but their startup costs had commas in the loan in order for them to start their business. Like, plural, commas, lots of zeros, people. That's a lot of money to be stuck on the line for, to build a business. And they made no money for the longest time. And guess what? Direct sales is no different. You're going to invest a little bit of money, and you're going to reinvest a little bit of money, and you're going to continue to reinvest money, and you're going to continue to reinvest your time and your efforts, and continue to reinvent yourself until you figure out who you are in your business, and then you're going to make that grow. And you have to work it, and it is hard. And it should be hard, because would you appreciate it if it wasn't hard? No, you wouldn't. Listen to me. Holy cow. I'm like, you know, if somebody saw me or heard me, they'd be like, what the hell is she doing? Talking to her Pokemon? Starting a business. Yeah, Rachel has the perfect example. Rachel has a beautiful salon in my town, and who just commented just now. She's got a beautiful salon in her town, and she is going through the phase of owning a business that is the absolute hardest when you're like, oh my gosh, I have all this money on the line, I've put all this work in, and then you sit there and you wait for people to come. You wait for them to show up. You wait for them to make an appointment. You hold yourself on every single time the phone rings or whatever, and you twiddle your thumbs and wonder what you should be doing. It's awful. It is awful. I did it myself. I remember when I built my salon business. And you sit there and you wait and you wait, and you do it the same in direct sales. You sign up, you share your link, you start going to events, you start handing out your samples, you start handing out your business cards, and you wait and you wait and you wait for the phone to ring, or you wait for your email to come in, or you wait for an order to get placed. And you wait for the big dream of just like a random order coming through, you know, all of that. And it's like, it's the hardest thing. But this is like the point, though, that makes or breaks you as a business owner. You either say, this is too hard, I can't do it, or you figure out what you need to do differently. You know, they say the definition of insanity is continuing to do the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, you know? Carissa, direct sales is very, very, very hard. Well, I tell you what, this walk gets prettier and prettier. I'm going to be very sad in the fall because it won't be as pretty in the fall. Except for the fact that there is a very flat raccoon right there. That's not pretty. I had a lady that messaged me about joining a couple of days ago, and I shared the opportunity with her a year ago. Well, and there's that too. No matter what business you're in, you're going to do things, and you're going to be like, how did this not pay off? And then you're going to find out much later that maybe it did pay off, that your timeline was just much different. And I want to really encourage you all, if you're in that stage of frustration with your business, if you're sitting there and you're twiddling your thumbs and you're wondering why things aren't happening for you, or why you're not getting your sales, I would just encourage you, keep going, figure out something different, find a different messaging strategy, find a different way to advertise yourself. We live in such a digital world that you can make it happen, but you do have to get creative. You have to step out of the box, and you have to be consistent. Consistency is so big. That means you show up even when you know nobody's going to show up. And if Rachel's still listening to this call, she can tell you that there have been times I have done events and nobody shows up. Nobody, ever. They don't show up, and then people are like, oh gosh, I'm sorry you came out here. I'm sorry you did this one. I'm like, no, we're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep going forward. We're going to keep making this happen. And maybe not the first time or the second time, but we're going to keep pushing. We're going to advertise a little differently. We're going to message it a little bit more. We're going to change our wording a little bit, but we're going to figure out the key to make this work for us. And it will work as long as you don't. The only way it's not going to work is if you give up. So, God, there's something else I wanted to say about all this. But man, you hear me? I'm just like, doop, 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 doop. I have got myself on a rant. Oh, hey, Kendra. So, let's see. What else do I want to talk about? Besides the fact that these stitches are pretty. I'm going to pick some flowers on my way home. And we're just going to hope that I don't get into any of that parsnip, because that will ruin my day. And maybe that'll ruin my week, probably. Direct sales is hard. You know what? That's what I was going to say. The rewards in direct sales. Here are the rewards that I have found in direct sales versus owning your own business. And I own my own salon, but it was just me. It was me, and I called it my jail cell, because it was like, well, it started out, it was like 8 foot by 10 foot room, and I was in there by myself. And I used to always say, I don't play well with others, which I kind of don't sometimes. But anyway, I say I don't play well with others, so I had to be in my own little space where I could shut the door and cuss and not have to affect other people or be annoyed by other people. So I worked in that little business all by myself. I didn't have employees, and I didn't have colleagues really either. There were other people that had their own business, like their own little salons that were similar in the same building as me. But we were all so independent that we didn't really interact with each other. So there's that. And then there's my husband, who has his own printing and marketing business. And they have, I don't know, maybe 30 employees, 20 to 30 employees. And he has to pay his employees, but he's the boss. He sits in the big office, the big chair, and he's the boss, and he, tells everybody what to do. So, okay, so here's the difference between owning your own business, that kind of entrepreneurship, and being in direct sales that I have experienced and that I have learned to so appreciate. First of all, the friendships, like the camaraderie between other people, and the friendships and the people you meet. Oh, dead little mouse. I thought maybe it was alive, and then I was going to have to save it, and I didn't want to, but I'm pretty sure he's dead. He just hasn't gone flat yet. Anyway, yay for country life. Okay, so the camaraderie, the friendships, all that stuff is really real. I used to really doubt all of that when I saw my other direct selling friends talk about that kind of crap. I kind of thought it was nonsense, and I thought it was fake. But it's really not. It is a great way to meet people. It's hard to meet people when you're an adult. It's hard to make friends when you're an adult. It's hard to find people that you have common interests with. All that stuff is really, really rough. So that part of direct sales versus owning your own business, when my husband was the boss in his business, and when I had my own little salon, you don't get to be friends when you're by yourself. Who are you going to be friends with? And when you're the boss and owning your own business, and you have to tell people what to do, it's really hard to be friends with your employees, the people that work for you. But in direct sales, people work with you. So they get to become your friends. You get to mentor people, but there's a lot of friendship and camaraderie. Hey, Courtney. And that part is really awesome. So the other part that I really like in being in direct sales versus owning your own business, so even though I had my own salon and I could make my own hours, I had to be very, very committed to the time that I had to spend in my business, like in my physical business. So I had to have working hours. I was by appointment only, but it's not like if something came up during the day, I could just be like, cancel my appointments. You ever try to cancel a hair appointment on somebody? It's not good. It's bad. People are 0% appreciative of that. So, the problem is that and obviously in direct sales, there's times I have to be places. There's times I have shows, there's times that I have parties, there's times that I'm traveling. Obviously I have to be there, I have to physically be there. But for the most part, the work that I do every day, oh, that's interesting, Rachel. I want to respond to that in a second. Okay, so sorry, I just got distracted. But the stuff that I do every day, I think that I can stop it. If something comes up and I need to drop what I'm doing and go take my kids somewhere. Yesterday, we very impromptu went to the mall and bought sunglasses. Me and girls did. And I didn't have to report late to anybody. You know, I get a lot more freedom with that. And, you know, with Rachel saying about her, if she would have found direct sales before, she doesn't know if she would have opened her salon. And, you know, I just think you end up on your path for a reason. And I completely understand why you may not want to have, keep going with your salon, Rachel. But I think that you can I really believe you can use direct sales to put yourself in a very comfortable place with your salon, so your salon does not own you and your time. Like, that you can have, and maybe you don't end up having both businesses, but that you can have that, but not have it, because right now you have to be the primary person working there, right? Like, you have to be, because otherwise you'd have to pay somebody to do it. And when you're first getting started, you can't pay anybody to do anything because you have to have dollars to pay people. And it's just, we should sit down and map out a marketing plan for you, Rachel. We should do that. We should do it at Brogan's, though. That's where we should do that. I come up with all my good ideas there. So anyway, sorry, now I'm getting really off track. But I don't know. I have really enjoyed direct sales more than I thought I would for so many reasons. Oh, it's so pretty over here. Can you see it in my sunglasses, how pretty it is? Oh, I'm so funny, right? I think I am. Anyway, so you do have to work it, though. You have to build it. You have to keep building it. You have to invent yourself. You have to reinvent yourself. And that is part of the excitement. And if you change your mindset to, oh my God, this isn't working and now I have to do something else. If you change your mindset from that to, okay, how do I make this exciting again? How do I keep this exciting? Then it will get exciting. And then you'll get to like randomly go to the mall with your kids on a Wednesday and buy rose gold sunglasses and see the whole world through rose colored glasses. And it's going to be awesome. That's what it's all about. Yesterday, since I still have your attention, I'm not sure how, but thank you. Yesterday morning, I took my girls to this retirement community. I talked about it in my video last night too. I went to this retirement community and I did a presentation about Limelight and skincare, and I took my girls, and it was a presentation in front of like 40 or 50 women, all in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. They were all pretty independent, a few of them in wheelchairs, but they live in this community. It's more like an assisted living place where then they can go to a nursing home if they need skilled care or something later in their life. So this was a ladies' breakfast that they have once a month or something, or once a week, I'm not sure which. And I'm talking to them about my job and what I do, and I've got my girls there, and my girls were taking little spatulas and going around and putting hand cream on all these little ladies' hands. And, you know, they have old itchy skin, and they were really enjoying it. And I was telling them, you know, they were all familiar with things like Mary Kay and Avon, so I was telling them that this was kind of the next generation of Mary Kay and Avon, and that I was able to use my skills as a makeup artist and a hairstylist and a public speaker and the things that I do well. I was able to use those things to build my business, and now I get to stay home with my kids all summer and take them along and help teach them about being an entrepreneur, teach them about skincare and about makeup and about the beauty industry, and mold them and all of this stuff. And it really occurred to me that that was exactly what I was doing, and it gave me a lot of reflection. My video last night was very long, but I kind of talked about that reflection, that whole experience, and I could see in there a lot of these women's eyes, and I talked to them later, that they were telling me, you know, it's important that you're spending, that you're teaching your girls these things that you're teaching them. They'll really go far from these lessons. And you know, there's something about a 90-year-old woman looking you in the eye with all of her years of experience in life telling you you're doing something right. You know, there's something really encouraging about that, that kind of gave me, like, puffed my chest up for the whole day and made me really proud of what I've accomplished and what I've done. And it made me really understand that you really do have to follow the path that you're on and trust that it's going to get you to where you need to go, and make the best choices for you, your family, your kids. And even if that's unconventional or different than the next person, it's the right thing to do. It's just what you do, right? And every time a car comes, there's a car traveling down right now. Every time a car comes by, they probably think I'm talking to my Pokemon. I keep thinking that. It's making me laugh every time. So anyway, I should probably nix this thing for a minute, for a while. I think I'm going to take my walk and pick some wildflowers and enjoy the beauty of the day a little bit before I go back to work, and I get to enjoy a peaceful house. Kids are at grandma's for today, so it'll be a productive day, right? But I think this is how I was supposed to spend my life, and I'm feeling pretty blessed that that's what it is. So you just have to, going back to my "if you build it, they will come" analogy, yes, they'll come. You have to build it, but you got to build it your way. You have to build it the right way for you. You have to and trust that that the universe is pulling you the way you're supposed to go. That's it. Gosh, a busy road today. It's never this busy. My neighbors are going to think I'm nuts, though. I'm going to watch your live from last night. Oh, yeah. Last night was really good. I just really had a lot of reflection from the day, and I thought I would share that. It's not often that I'm live 3 times inside of 24 hours, but I'll give you guys a break now and I'll stop it. Okay, so I'm going to pick some wildflowers. I will be on later with some advice, not on live. I'll just share some recent things that I found, and I will chat with you all soon. Bye.